Hey gang, so
Wow! Look at these. And I'm just going very slowly because it's stalked over and my daughter-in-law is going to prepare it. So I will follow up with that soon.
So this is freshly plucked from your garden.
Mm-hmm.
The indoor garden.
Yep. I took pictures of it. It had a huge long root before. I'll show you later on.
So now we're just taking off the little pieces of the unwanted stems.
Okay.
These little pieces.
Oh, those little nubby things. Yeah, that's where the side shoots were.
You can either do this by hand, or preferably we can always use it.
There you go. It's a pretty hard stalk, huh? I wonder how good it is. But it was still, you know, maybe that's the point. Is if it's really old, then you might need to take off part of the end.
No, it's pretty fresh. I mean, when you touch it, it's pretty moist to touch. It has that nice, firm, yet bouncy texture to it.
All right.
And then you chop off the top. It has that nice, rich color. Smells good too.
I think we sprayed my lens with something. Hold on a sec. Okay, now we can go back. Alrighty.
So it has a really nice green color as well.
Okay.
And if you pick it up and smell it, it smells refreshing, and it has the nice broccoli smell.
So how would I know, what would it smell like if it was nasty? Like, how would I know that?
It would either smell like a bitter smell, or almost a bland,
like a fart smell.
Like a not really like a moldy smell. Just you would almost know what to smell when you're smelling it.
Okay. So something that doesn't smell broccolish.
Yeah.
Broccoli-ish.
So at the bottom, you'll want to take off the extra unwanted little nubs here.
Yep.
Unless if you want to keep them, it's whatever you want. It's kind of like the extra little pieces of the asparagus leaves. You won't really like choke on them, but they're not the most appetizing things that you want to eat.
Yeah.
And then as you move up, you take the unwanted stems. And then as you move up closer, you want to take the unwanted little excess pieces off.
Okay.
However, if you don't really care, or if you're one to really save the extra pieces, you can either use them as the compost or you can just eat them. It's really up to you.
So we'll add them to the compost because I don't think we're going to eat that today.
Yeah. Like a semi cleaned piece.
Okay.
You know, the ends are cut off. It's cleaned. It's pretty good. It's like a little dullish in color, but that's what they look like when they're nature plucked. So what I always like to do.
Hi, Hank. Okay.
My QVC steamer, it works great. This thing I absolutely love, and it's really small. It's great for eggs or on those on-the-go parties for asparagus. It has a cute little lid. We love it. We've been using it for the longest time. Little strainer. We get our water nice and hot, add a little salt. Some people like to use vinegar, but salt works just fine. We just plop it right in. Let it cook for a little bit. We used to use little pots and then have to fish it out with a spoon, but now that we have the strainer, it works wonders. So some people use thyme. I like to just kind of go with the flow, look to see what the color I want. It all depends what I'm going to use to cook with this. If I'm going to braise it next, saute it next, if I'm just going to eat it in a salad, or if I'm going to make a soup out of it. It all depends what I'm going to use it next.
So I'm thinking you have that at what temperature? Well, like
400.
Medium? This?
This right now is at medium.
Okay.
So it's just at a. So as after you do this for some time, you can kind of just tell. Now it's at that nice, really beautiful green color. It's kind of like more of a bright green rather than that dark forest green.
It's beautiful now.
So now we take it off and we put it in the ice cold water bath. And all it is just ice and cold water. We mix it around. We don't want it to get too cold, but now it's at the stage where you can just have it and have a nice crunch to it. And it's beautiful so that you can have it in salads, like straight off from here. You can chop it up and put it in a nice salad, pasta salad, regular salad. If you have kept it longer in the steamer, you could easily have just pureed it up for baby food or cut it up softer for the toddler stage where they can really start eating more of the chunkier foods where you don't have to puree it as much. So it's just a healthier way of cooking your favorite vegetables.
So I could do that with any vegetable. Like say I wanted to have those broccoli florets and I wanted to have them with dip.
Yep.
And I could just do the same thing, put it in here, blanch it for a minute or so, and then put it in the ice bath.
Yep. It's also how a lot of restaurants do with their green beans, where they come in a little on like the yellowish side and you wanted more of a brighter color, more, wow, that looks really good, I want to really eat it like right now. That's how a lot of restaurants do it, that eye-popping color where you're still getting that fresh, crisp bite, but it's cooked.
Cool.
So now what we're going to do, you can shut it off now. How is it?
Actually, it's really pretty good. I'm really kind of surprised. What are we making anyways?
So now with this stalk, we're going to be making broccoli stalk chips.
Ooh.
And it's a pretty easy. We take the stalk and we use a mandolin and we set the mandolin to a very thin slice. It all depends how thick or thin you want it. And you just lay it down flat. Be careful, I'm not using the safety on this. The safety meaning the lid that you're supposed to use. You should, but if you're comfortable and confident with what you're doing.
Yep. And hopefully we don't have a blooper.
Safety first, people.
Safety first, that's right. Do as I say, not as I do.
Yes. Put that in.
I will. Now you're slicing it really thin. And
of course, there always comes to an end, and that's when, especially whether you're using the safety or not, you always get to that comfort zone, and now you have that end piece of saying, should I keep going or should I not? And this is when I say, okay, well, I'm just going to eat it as is, or I can take my knife, and if you are confident, like I said earlier, you can just go at it and just make your own knife cuts.
I'm short.
And just try gauging it to the same size as the mandolin, which it might be a little bit thicker. It's like, again, or you could just put the last piece in your compost, or you can just dip it in ranch, whatever, or you can just roast it as is with the other pieces that we're going to be making. So with this last piece, just pop it on the side.
I bet you Hank would like it.
Hank eats anything. So now we put it in our bowl. In our house, we always use fresh ground black pepper and then kosher salt, just a little bit. And then we always like to use avocado oil. We get ours from BJ's. It's really good and it's very healthy for you. We use avocado oil just because it has that nice buttery taste without the fat of butter, which is very good, especially when you're trying to cut down on the calories. So what we do, just simply mix it around. Make sure everything's nice and coated. take our sheet pan.
Did you have to put anything on that sheet pan or no? Because of the...
Because the oil that we have.
Okay.
Another way of doing this too, you could have used if you had an air fryer, that could have worked too. Just putting a little bit less of the oil.
And you're just coating it with a little bit of spices. Okay, so you're putting it in the oven at 400 degrees.
For 10 minutes.
10 minutes, all right. We'll check back. 10 minutes, you said?
Yep, and they're nice golden brown.
Mmm.
They're a little bit smaller.
It was a little stalk. It was a little stalk. You know, it wasn't that big, but hey, they look yummy.
But they're still fun to eat.
Well, it's something that you did with something that we normally would throw away, right? So that's a good thing.
I mean, they'll also be fun if you do it with carrots, or if you add maybe potatoes, you know, have a little mix. It'll be a nice fun mix for kids. Or if you just throw it in with just a different mix. It's something new.
Cool. And you could add, I think you were saying before, you could add different spices and stuff, like if you wanted to add garlic or something.
Yep, garlic. You can use it as a topper.
Hi, Sid.
Add onion. You can add roasted red pepper flakes, paprika, chili. It's all up to you. You can use it as a topper for pulled pork. You could put it in coleslaw, make it as a pickled slaw, even with the fried Crispies. So right now we are just going to be using it as a little side chip crunch for our ribs.
How is it?
It's good.
Those are really good. Oh, I'm kind of...
See, most people don't...
I'm really surprised. That's really yummy.
Most people don't realize that the skin holds the most nutrients for the outside, such as carrots where they peel it, and broccoli stalks. Most of the nutrients come from the outside, not the inside.
Excellent. So now you'll have to see how Riley and the other boy liked it.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
All right.
Chips only. Right.
So eat the chip, Ry.
Eat the
Tell us what
broccoli
you
chip.
think.
Isn't it pretty good?
It's broccoli chip.
Those are good.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Kid tested and approved.
Riley? Good?
Yeah.
Good.
I'd use that on a topping or something.